1304 Grand Avenue in Clover Beach, or 338 East Arabia in the 99-cent shopping center in Santa Maria. Smokes for Less, where you're always welcome and greeted with a smile. Smokes for Less. On Saturday, August 27th at noon, and again 30 minutes later, the Federal Smith County early voting system sirens will be checked. The sirens will sound for 3 to 5 minutes, but you are not required to say anything. PG&E and the Federal Smith County Office of Emergency Services are only testing sirens to make sure they're working properly in case of any major local emergency. If you hear sirens at any other time, please listen to your television station for emergency announcements. This message is from the County Office of Emergency Services and PG&E. For most of us, the first sound here in the morning and the last sound we hear at night is that of our radio. Radios reach over 90% of all Americans every week. It's the most personal, pervasive, and intimate of all media, and it's mobile. With the ability to follow its audience throughout the day. And as a business customer, you can enjoy the advantages that advertising revenues can offer. Call Kathy Mansell, General Sales Manager of Eldorado Marketing. You learn more about how radio can help your business. 300-361-1357 or visit our website at 1240cfmx.com and says why radio. For advanced engine diagnostics, the choice is simple. Drive all over town or head to Mike's, where you'll find technicians trained on state-of-the-art equipment, all in one convenient location. Calling people using long distance will drain my life. So, I'm only calling people with no free numbers. So, you want to break something?
Get informed or follow this guy's toll-free message and call 1-800-947-AUTO. Stop in the news this hour. An 8-year-old boy was rescued today by a really weird magic trick. Witnesses say the child was being threatened by an abusive school bully.
John had Jimmy pinned down on the ground and he was hitting him pretty hard. Jimmy started crying and I told him that he should do something.
Moments after the statement, an extremely pale, lanky street magician arrived on the scene. Police reports state the dexterous adult assessed the scene for
Imagine if she were actually abducted. To receive free Amber Alerts on your cell phone, go to wirelesamberalerts.org. A child is calling for help. Brought to you by the Wireless Foundation, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the Ad Council.
Coast to coast, late night, every night on KSMX. You know, the headline on michaelsavage.com is Obama overthrows Gaddafi, ushering in question mark. I mean, the so-called rebels and the liberals are cheering. And has overthrown Gaddafi even while he's on vacation at Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, but there's a lot of questions to be asked, such as who are the rebels? Joining us now is Christopher Preble, the Vice President for Defense and Foreign Policy Studies at the Cato Institute. Mr. Preble, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Michael, thanks for having me on today.
Well, what's your opinion of this so-called revolution in Libya?
Well, I think there's a couple issues that I think are worth remembering. First of all, it's a little premature to declare victory. I certainly, I share the hope, I think, of nearly everyone in the world that Muammar Gaddafi's days are numbered. That appears to be the case. We hope that's the case. But of course, we have to remember that if we had written the history of the Iraq War the day that the statue was torn down in Trade Square, we had a very different story of what actually happened in Iraq. I don't think that's going to happen in Libya. I don't think that's likely, certainly. It's certainly not inevitable. What it means is you have to prepare for what comes after. And we don't, unfortunately, know a whole lot about who is likely to replace Muammar Gaddafi. We know a bit more about them than when the whole operation started back in March. But the danger in a situation like this is that what really united the rebel movement was their opposition to Gaddafi. And when Gaddafi goes, will that unity break down? I think that's something that we all should be concerned about and focus on preventing as best we can, although it's very difficult. A lot of points I'd like to make, it's very difficult. The United States has much leverage in that relatively decided two that are troubling to me. One is what criteria do we use for sending U.S. troops and when them in uniform to harm's way? If the rule is, well, we send them wherever we can, whenever we can, that's not a very stringent guideline, very stringent criteria. And I think that that's problematic. I think when the former Secretary of Defense Bob Gates said that there was no compelling U.S. national security interest at stake in Libya, that was sufficient reason on my part for us to not become involved. But there are others in Washington who believe that the U.S. military's job is not primarily to defend the United States, but it's to do other good things on behalf of other people. And I think that opens up a whole can of worms. Frankly, it's very hard to differentiate one intervention from the next if none of them are mainly about advancing U.S. national security. So I wonder about that. And the third point is, the constitutional questions that we saw surface over the whole course of this Libya operation, where the president said essentially Congress had no role here, that the President Obama and his administration went to the UN Security Council to obtain authorization for this mission, but they didn't go to the Congress. There was considerable resistance to the mission, and I think growing opposition in Congress on the grounds that the members there read the Constitution, and they read the provision in the Constitution that says that it's Congress, not the White House, that has the power to declare war. I didn't see this as a partisan thing. This was not merely the fact that there were Republicans who were critical of Barack Obama, because let's be honest, there were some Republicans who were very supportive of the mission in Libya. But the fact remains that there were some important questions raised about, what role Congress should have, and I don't think that they were settled in a way that would satisfy a strict and careful reading of the founders' intention in the Constitution. So I would hope that debate would continue, and not that the Libyan operation is taken as an example, as a marker by those who would have the president wage war whenever he wants, wherever he wants, and just let Congress out of the story.
Where do you think it goes from here?
In terms of Libya itself, there is always a potential for two things. One is, again, the fighting is not settled completely. There's still some sporadic fighting going on. And I think it's realistic to expect that the few Gaddafi loyalists that there are, that may be, will fight very hard to hold on to what little they have left and the treachery thing that they have done to this region. Because of the efforts in Iraq, there's a certain kind of poetry to that, there's a certain truth to that. But if we assume that Gaddafi does, fall, his regime falls, if the Transitional National Council, if the president that have the support of the Libyan people, can command the authority in the country, can establish order, can start to ramp up oil production, which means revenues flowing to the